Hey everyone, Sirturmund here, and today we're bringing you some fun. As you can see here, and by the title and the thumbnail, whatever, we're gonna go back to a little bit of meme territory with Red Purple Uta. Now, you might not remember what this leader does, but it's a leader from OP06 that when you attack, you can trash one field card from your hand and be able to ramp up one done rested, right? And you also can give one of the opponent's characters minus 2k power, which can actually matter, right? So obviously this idea is that these just a ramp deck, right? Just like Lim, right? Just like Purple Black Luffy, just like Robin, like one of these decks that's like purple plus another color that just wants to ramp up. The thing here, right? The reason that I'm trying out this Uta here is because previously I felt like Uta didn't have like any big game finisher cards. But now, with the release of OP09, we are able to play the Red Hair Pirate package, which on top of still letting me play the Shanks, also lets me play this other new Tanaka Shanks, right? Which lets us have Rush and give every one of the opponent's characters minus 1k power. So the whole idea with this list here is you want to just ramp up to 10 and then go Shanks after Shanks after Shanks after Shanks, and just have so many pressure with all these Shanks that the opponent cannot kill you and cannot survive and be able to just push enough damage to kill them. Does it work? Yes, but it's very inconsistent, and obviously if the opponent has like a nuts hand and just rushes you down, they end up just killing you anyways, right? Because that's the problem with Uta. Because you have to trash a card from your hand for her ability, just like Robin does, for example, you end up kind of going short on hand size. So it's very easy for opponents to just aggro you down. That is why, if you see the deck list here, we're playing 4, 8, 12, 14 blockers, including 8 of these blockers that are literally like trigger cards, so that we can high roll the triggers or have enough blockers to survive after we go like multiple 10 jumps back to back. Because you're a 4 life leader and you're using at least your leader effect once, maximum twice in a game. So you're losing one card, right? You have 4 lives, so you're like already behind in cards. So you need to have these blockers to be able to survive them. So this deck is half Red Hair Pirates, half film characters, and then Bone Clay just for fun, right? If you don't own Bone Clay because Bone Clay is like super expensive, you can replace Bone Clay with Ain, which is like the purple film card. It kind of serves a certain purposes, right? The difference is that Bone Clay can be a really good attacker, and obviously Bone Clay also has a counter, while Ain here doesn't have a counter, right? But she at least is a film card, so you can always trash it with your Uta leader, which can matter as well. So if you don't have Bone Clay, you can swatch with Ain. So first, let's talk about the film package here and why it kind of makes sense mixing the Red Hair Pirates with film. So we're playing 2 Sagas here. That's just a 2k counter, right? Just to kind of put our ratios up. We have this Shanks here, which is one of our big boss monsters. This Shanks is both film and Red Hair Pirate, right? So you can search this Shanks with all of your searches that you play in this deck. Which is actually 12 searches that we play. So it's very likely that you're going to get this Shanks into your hand to start KOing the opponent's units. Additionally, this Shanks is really good with this Uta because sometimes it might actually make sense for you to use your Uta ability, even when you're at 10 down, to give one of the opponents minus 2k power and be able to pop it with Shanks. For example, if you're going against a Shanks player and you want to pop their 10-cost Shanks, you can do that with Uta into the Shanks. Or if you're going against Blackbeard, for example, and they don't, for whatever reason, they actually don't negate your leader ability, your own play abilities, you're able to do that as well and be able to get through the Blackbeard. So it's really good here, just a really good finisher. And if you get stuck with like 3 of these in your hand early on, you can always trash it for your Uta leader ability. We're playing 4 of this Luffy here with, again, a film card, and it's a searcher. It's a 2-cost searcher, can search itself, but it also lets us search all of the other film cards, which, funny enough, the 1-cost Uta, that's a Red Hair Pirate searcher, is actually a film card, right? So this can actually search for your Uta, and then you can play Uta to search for this Shanks, for example, or this Shanks if you didn't find it with this Luffy here. So really good. And then because this Luffy is only top 3, that is the reason that we do have to play like at least 25, I would say like 25 to 30 film cards, so that you can actually so you have less chance of whiffing this Luffy here. So Also, it's a trigger card, so if you get it in the live, you get the free search for free anyways. To Carina, nice little blocker here. It's a film card, and it can give one of the opponent's characters minus 2k, which can set you up to be able to attack into it, right? It's really good into the OP because it lets you attack into the opponent better off. Because if you do Carina plus your Uta leader, you're doing -4 into a unit, and it can be really good. It can also be really good against Purple Luffy. I'm actually thinking, honestly, on going 4 Carinas and not play Saga. Even though I really like the 2k counter, I feel like Carina has been very valuable whenever I play her. So that's some modification that you can make as well. We are playing 4 Tanakas and 4 Kobis. These cards are pretty much the same exact cards. They're both 3k power units that are blocker and have trigger play this card, right? This one is from the promo pack. This one is from OP07. And the reason we need to play this card is because you're very vulnerable as a 4-life leader. So like you need to sometimes, honestly, I hate saying it, but you need to sometimes high roll and hit one of these triggers from your life to actually have a chance. But regardless, you can sometimes set this out really early, and so that you have blockers to protect your big boss monsters when you play them. And also they're 0-cost counters, so these cards you don't care about throwing them away from your hand if you get them too early to use your Uta leader ability. Continue with the film cards, like we said, we have these 4 Utas, 1-cost searcher here. And she can let us search our Red Hair Pirate characters. We're only playing this Uta, it's a film card first of all, right? So like I said, you can search it with Luffy, or you can even search it with Buena Fiesta. Or you can trash it with your leader ability. But the important part for this Uta is that it lets us search for both of our top ends, right? This Uta is the only way for you to search for this Shanks here, because this Shanks is not a film card, it's only a Red Hair Pirate. This one is both film and red hair, so you can search it with your other searchers. But Uta can actually let us search with the Shanks, which can be very important. So this Uta can be very important for that. Now, we don't have a lot of Red Hair Pirates. We only have, I think it's 18, I think. Oh, let me see, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, right? This is the reason why we play 2 of these Hongos, which is the 2k counters. Because we need to have, I wanted to have at least 18 Red Hair Pirates. 16, I found myself whiffing with Uta very often. 18 felt like the right amount, where most of the times I'm not really whiffing with Uta. Regardless, for the most part, you're usually searching for your Shanks anyways when you do this Uta. Sometimes if you really have Shanks in your hand, you can pick the Ben Beckon, which can be really good, as we'll talk about in a second. But the Uta is just a really solid searcher here. So film card here, we'll skip the Red Hair Pirates and come back to that. And then to finish up the film package, we'll have 4 blocker Shikis here. Cheap blocker that can also let us cycle our hands. So sometimes if I'm on 8 down already, or if I'm on 7 and I ramp up to 8 with my Uta, I can then play Shiki to be able to cycle and potentially draw into a card that I need, while also stabilizing a blocker here on the field that the opponent is going to have to deal with, which can be really, really good. And if anything, again, you can trash it with your leader effect. And then we have Buena Fiesta, which is a film 2k counter, so it can be searchable with your Luffy here. And you can trash it if you need to with your Uta, or you can use it to search for your Shanks or for Uta, and to let you search for more stuff, right? Don't be afraid to use this as a searcher if you need to, because it can let us go deeper into the deck. And honestly, sometimes I find myself really wanting Uta because I really want this Shanks for the matchup. Like if I'm going against a Blackbeard, for example, sometimes I'll go ahead and use the Buena Fiesta, potentially find a Uta, and then use Uta to find my Shanks here, which ends up being really good. So that's the film package, right? So now let's talk about the Red Hair package. Of course, we have this Shanks, which is our second big boss monster in combination with this Shanks here. You just play him, get rush, and get the opponent to be minus 1k power. This is probably the more important one of your 2 boss monsters, because by giving your opponent minus 1k power, it lets you be able to survive longer, because remember, you're a 4-life leader. So by the time you get to like your 10 cost time, you're probably going to be at least a 2-life, right? Unless you got a little bit lucky with your triggers. So this lets you buy a little bit more survivability, right? Which is really, really important. If you can have 2 of these on the field, even better. And because he has rush, it lets you attack into the opponent's unit and also put a lot of pressure into the life. We are playing 4 Ben Beckon, really good card in this deck list, right? Because you can play him on your 7, 8, or 9 down turn and be able to just remove one of the opponent's units. Because this doesn't say base power, it just says 6k power, you can even remove an 8k body if you use your leader ability, right? So a cool thing that you can do a lot of times is that when you're at 7 down with just Ben Beckon, you attack with your Uta ramping up to 8, and then you play them back into KO an opponent's 8 cost or 8 power or 7 power unit, because now it's going to be down to like 5 or 6, right? So that line, for example, is really good against like Luffy Taro, because you can go ahead and attack, give -2 to the Luffy Taro, and then KO with the Ben Bekan, which can be really powerful in that situation, or, you know, against other decks like that that have powerful units that are 7k or 8k power. 2 Hungers are just here to increase our ratios of Red Hair Pirates as a 2k counter. Same thing with Land Use here. The cool thing about Land Use is, of course, you can always use them to be able to remove one of the opponent's blockers and let you go for lethal. So if you're going against like a Rob Lucy, for example, and you know they only have a Rebecca and you have one of these 12k bodies on the field, you can use Land Use, make the Rebecca not be a blocker, and then just be able to attack with your Shanks for game. And that's really the Red Hair Pirates, right? Like, again, it's gonna, including this Shanks, because this Shanks is both Red Hair and Film, you end up just having 18. And then to finish up the deck list, we're playing Bone Clay. And again, Bone Clay can be replaced by any if you wanted to. The reason I like Bone Clay is because we're able to, if we go first, usually I'll recommend you go second with this leader. Because if you go second, you ramp up twice and you still get to done 10 by turn 4. So you're able to play one of your Shanks on done 4. But if the opponent makes us go first, what we can do with Bone Clay is that we can, on turn 2 with 3 down, we ramp with Uta, go up to 6 down, and then we can play Bone Clay to go to 7, and then ramp again with Uta to go to 8, and now we're playing Shanks on turn 4 again, but the opponent only has like 8 down to respond to it. And you'll see that in a couple of games today and tomorrow where we get that value of. Again, if you don't have Bone Clay, you can switch them with Ain. Maybe, honestly, it might be better to go 2 Bone Clay to Ain. I think 4 Bone Clay can feel a little bit iffy sometimes, but the Bone Clay is also really good, obviously, against Shanks, because you're able to copy their big bodies. It's good against like Blackbeard because you're able to copy their Teach if they don't kill this right away. And it's also good against like NL, for example. So that's why Bone Clay ends up being a lot better. And because he also gives us an active down while Ain also gives us a rested down. So that's the deck list here. And again, the whole game strategy is ramp up to 10 and just drop Shanks after Shanks after Shanks after Shanks. In the meantime, like in the turns before you start dropping Shanks, try to set up as many blockers as you can, right? So that even when you play Shanks, you still have these blockers on the field. So you're trying to set up blockers, you're trying to set up Ben Backhand to remove the opponent's units. That way you're not getting punished when you drop these Shanks back to back to back. So that's it. That's really the strategy here. As always, we're gonna have two videos covering this leader. Today's games are gonna be, if I remember correctly, I think we have 2 games against Blackbeard. I think we have a game against maybe a Shanks, a game against a Black Yellow Luffy, and against a Nami, and against a Katakuri. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you all in this match. We're going against Teach. I'm gonna go second. Let's take second from them. This is a great hand. We have the Shanks, which is what we want. And we have the 2 cards that we don't care about throwing away to be able to actually get to where we need to be. They got the Lafitte, and we have a way to get rid of the Lafitte as well with the Uta. So we go like this. Not great hits here. Not great hits. Why did we also play this Buena Fiesta? No, because I wanted to hit. I think we can keep the Buena Fiesta because I wanted to hit another Shanks, right? I mean, with the Ben Beckham, it's okay. Because what we can do here is that we can go Tanaka this turn. So we know they have the Lafitte in their hand, but maybe they choose to go Docu first. We can go Tanaka and trash the other Tanaka. So either they go Doc Q or they go Lafitte. One of the two. It's Doc Q. Okay. It does keep them from taking damage here. Which makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. Ooh. I guess we'll go here first. Don't get the Shanks that we wanted to, but I'll gladly grab this one. We'll ramp up. And we'll play Tanaka. Next turn we have enough for Ben Beckham. And we can ramp up again to play the Shanks. I do need to start countering here though. So I need to give them this. I guess I should have given them one Ben Beckham, to be honest. They might go Doc you here again. And they had their Jesus Burgess. Okay, so they got another Luffy. They're gonna just play the Luffy out. Alright, so it's easy enough. If they use my leader ability, if they use the leader ability, then I'm only killing a Luffy, right? I don't think if I'm them, I'm not using my leader ability here, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to. Yeah, we go like this. I want to play this Ben Beckham just so that we have a unit on the field. So that we can start putting pressure into the opponent's life. Opponent's gonna have to start using their leader effect here. I guess if the opponent decides to give me like a Jesus Burgess here. Like if they play Jesus Burgess, they have to use leader effect. They're gonna trash the first Jesus Burgess. Maybe they just want to find the removal here for the Ben Beckham. I know they have a Doc Q, so they have the black hole for the blocker. Easy enough. They only have 7 down though, and I'm already at 10. So they're gonna be a 9 next turn, right? So they're gonna be a 9 next turn. So they're gonna instead go after the Tanaka. I have to get rid of this Banagher. They did use the leader effect, right? But I can still go here. Go 7. I have to get rid of the Banagher just because I don't want it to. I don't want it to be able to remove my units, right? With that Banagher. It gives them a lot of cards though. But every turn opponent's gonna have to use leader effect. And by the way, the opponent's still not at 10. So they don't even get to play Teach here yet. Like I already dropped the 10 drop and I'm gonna drop the second 10 drop before the opponent can play Teach. And we should absolutely just drop this second 10 drop next turn and just have another big 12k body. They can kill the Ben Beckham by going cost reduction, right? Into the... Okay, so they got the Jesus... They need to develop this Jesus Burgess. Like, that's how they win the game. Yeah, you go Laboon. Liberation here. That's an expensive removal. I mean, I respect it. He gets rid of a 12k body in my field. I respect it. Yeah, because it's a finger pistol. Oh, it wasn't even the liberation. It was just a pistol. I respect it. They didn't use leader effect, right? They didn't use leader effect, so I can just play Shanks. Maybe that's exactly what they want me to do, though. Maybe they want me to play Shanks. Maybe we keep this Shanks and we just go Ben Beckham instead and just go 7-7. Yeah, maybe we go like this. We go 7 and then go 8. That's going to be 2 2Ks. So they want to play Teach next turn, right? So they want to play Teach next turn. So that way they don't actually negate my Shanks. They're just touching one of these guys. We see 2 Teachers in the trash, though. So this is interesting. And I feel like they have to play Teach. Oh, no, it's not a Teach. Wow. It gets stronger. 12 cards. I mean, you have to have Teach in your hand, right? There's no shot. That's a good Tempest Kick. So they can actually probably remove both then if they're doing it this way. No, they can only remove one. Never mind. If they go for a 9, I have to counter it. Another Red Shanks would have been so good last turn, by the way. Like, so good. Another Red Shanks would have been like crazy. Yeah, we go here, here. Yeah, I have 8 cards. I have 2 attacks. What if we actually go 5 and 7 and just play this Shanks out anyways? If the opponent plays Teach, I guess no, because if they defend it, I have to force them to give me the cards, right? So 9, 10. Yeah, I have to force them to give me the cards. I guess we can start with a 9. If they give me the cards, I can just go a 10. 10 and 12? Let's go 10 and 12. Because I'm actually going to play this Tanaka blocker. We're going to go 10, and if the opponent doesn't block the 10, I like the 12. Okay, so because they decided to block this, yeah, we can just go 9 here and play the Tanaka. That way, even if the opponent plays Teach, I still have 2 attacks. Asco shot. Okay. They have to play Teach. Oh, and by the way, I mean, okay, so we go 6, 7, 7, 9 and 9. 9 and 9, an opponent can technically survive. If we play Shanks, opponent should be in has a harder time. We can also make it harder for this Teach to survive by trashing the Shanks right now. Like if we go here, if I had another film card, by the way, I would have been able to just kill the Teach, right? Opponent has to have 2k 2k here to defend this. So this has to be a block and a 2k 2k. And they don't have it, right? So if I had another film card, I would have just killed it with this Shanks, by the way. But because we didn't have another film card, we had to go for that line instead. Where we go for a 5 and then force the opponent to give me the 1k and then force him to also have a 2k 2k to block and save with the Teach, right? We still have this Tanaka blocker, so that's what made me feel like a Tanaka blocker and 2 life, right? This game was a lot easier once we saw two of these Red Shanks. Without that, we would have been in a lot of trouble. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you get here. At this point, this game is over. Sure. Yeah, we let Shanks get the victory rally. GG's. Yeah, we let Shanks get it, right? He deserves it. Killing that Teach there. What was your last card? 2k 2k? I guess they had the no, because they had the Liberation in their hand. We knew they had the Liberation in their hand, actually. So we actually had lethal. No, opponent will have... Yeah, we actually had lethal because we knew they had the Liberation in their hand. Tanaka was 3, Uta was 5, we had 10 down. We would have gone 9 and 9. I guess it wasn't guaranteed lethal because the opponent could have had 2k 2k 1k. And then still had the Liberation. So 2k 2k 1k plus block one of the attacks. Yeah, I guess it would have not been enough, right? So in this match, we're going against Teach. We need to find our other 10 drop, not this one. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So when we have this 10 drop, this matchup is a lot easier, right? opponent gets the Jesus. Okay, so they do have Jesus, which is kind of scary too, though. But we get a second 10 drop, so I'm chilling. Because the 10 drops just put so much pressure into them. So much pressure into them. So they get the Luffy. They can play the Luffy here, but it just lets me kill it with the Uta. So maybe they choose not to play Luffy here. Maybe they choose to play like a Doc Q or something. Or do both. Do Doc Q and Luffy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, this is, again, super telegraph. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to play one of these blockers. I guess it doesn't matter which one, right? I guess I don't have to actually do that now. We're going to ramp anyways. So we can go here. This ends up being slightly better. I'm going to grab another one of these guys. We're going to go like this. Give up one of them. And then play out the Shiki. So that way we have the Luffy and the Shiki on the field. Then next turn, if the opponent doesn't use the leader ability, we'll have access to Ben Beckham. I need to keep myself healthy enough that I'm not dying to Jesus, by the way. So the opponent got a teach from Hashinisu. And they got another teach from Luffy. Okay, so double teach. Which is not as scary when I have this. They have to, again, I think they have to use their leader effect here. The Jesus Burgess is really good though. But you have to use leader. Yeah, there you go. And then you play, there we go. Yeah, so they got it. They knew what they need to do. They know what they need to do. So we go here. I guess we might as well make sure that we guarantee it. By going like this. Then we go like this. And we play the Ben Beckham anyways. And then next time we're just gonna go Shanks, Shanks, Shanks. I wanted to keep the counter. So we'll be able to play 2 Shanks before the opponent gets to play their first teach, by the way. Which is kind of funny. But this Jesus Burgess is actually super scary. They get this is my age. They go for this is my age. Still a tough matchup. They get Black Hole. You don't want to attack with a Jesus Birch though. It's too easy for me to kill it with Shanks. I've seen 2 trigger. No shot. I'm gonna give you the blocker. So, you know I have this. So this is already at 6. I'm gonna force you to give me the counter. And then I'm still gonna kill it. I don't have to give you the life, right? Yeah, like I don't have to give you the life here. I mean, I guess I'll give it to you anyways. With the Uta hit. But I just go here and just chill. They have 2 teachers in their hand. And they're gonna have to continue trashing cards, right? We can always block the teach. I guess they can go all in on the Shanks too. Hachinisu. That's a 7. You have to have 5 done. I can go to 15. That's exactly 15. Yeah, they could go all in on the Shanks. And I just play second Shanks then? While having my Ben Beckon on the field? The problem with going all in on Shanks is that it gives you nothing else. They trash Hashinisu for leader effect. 2 teachers on their hand. They need to trash 1 more to get this to 8. Maybe I should have actually just attacked with Ben Beckon into their leader, forcing 2 cards out of their hand. Because it was only 1. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go for the other one. All right. You have a second teach? A third Jesus Birch? No. Okay. We go here. Yeah, so... guess we go here for 5. You know what's funny? That the opponent has 2 teachers in their hand. So they're gonna have to, like, just play teach and just take the damage. Like, they don't even get to, like, have... they get to deny one of the abilities, so they stay at 11, right? But here we can just go Uta to counter the 5. They had to use Black Hole, right? Because I can have this 10 drop. And I think we just developed this other 12 cost, by the way. We just go 5. We go 12. He's forcing the block plus a 2k. And we go here and just have 3 12k bodies on the field. Even with the second teach, it shouldn't be enough. Once again, we counter. And if you attack me with that one, you absolutely lose. And just to add insult to injury. But I think they lost anyway, even without that blocker, right? We have 3 attacks. Opponent has 3 cards in their hand, right? Like, opponent cannot actually defend this, right? Am I missing something? We go 9. Because opponent was so committed to use their leader ability, even after the Tanaka, that they were always gonna lose anyways. And they had the rest of the teachers, right? So look how much easier this game is. So easy when you have this Red Shanks, right? Because the opponent we still have this rusher, right? So in this match we're going against Shanks, and I'll go second. And this is a decent hand actually, because we have the ramp that doesn't require me to actually use up a card. So we can ramp twice here and be able to cheat out my 10 cost Shanks before the opponent plays theirs. So now all we need to do is actually find the 10 cost Shanks, and that's why I also kept the Uta. So they get their Jazz up, cool. I could technically go Luffy and then next turn go Bon Clay plus Uta, but I think I'd rather go Uta here right away. We get the Shanks, and we'll pass. I'm down to just counter for 1 here. I think I'll take this one. Okay, so we have the double Shanks, right? So here, we can go like this. Put a 6 here. Attack the opponent, use effect, give this -2, and then kill that with my Uta. Now, we don't have a good way to... we don't have anything better to do next turn instead just play out 2 blockers. Which I also don't mind doing. I guess if we get a there we go. If we get the Ben Beckon, that actually probably ends up being better. Is that true, though? It does get rid of the unit. And we can keep this Bone Clay for later. The problem is that I have no counter. So I'm gonna take this damage. I should have attacked with this when I had the chance. Alright, whatever. Okay, I like this blocker a lot. So we go Shanks here. And we can go 7. Let the opponent give me their leader effect, and then we go 12. That's a lot of cards you have to give me there. Still no counters, by the way, but I do have this blocker, which I guess the opponent can kill it with the new game. Maybe that's why they're thinking about saving this. And we go 5. I played it with 5 here. Maybe you know what I needed to do? Maybe I needed to actually use my leader effect there. So this is the problem. I mean, I have no counter in my hand. So I'm taking this damage. But the opponent went this way instead. Ha! So the opponent could have their own Shanks next turn. If I play my Shanks here, I'm literally just losing to the opponent because I have no counter at all. We can go here, pop that, and I'm gonna have to still go to 0. And I'm at the mercy of the opponent finding a Roger. The crazy thing is that if they attack into my Shanks, they actually get it, right? They might not realize that because I have 4 cards. But we ended up drawing all our trigger blockers. Instead of being in our life, they end up being in our hand. Yeah, so we have to take this. Okay. So yeah, we're at the mercy of Roger, right? Because of this, we can go 1, 2, 3 blockers and just pray. So go here. I guess we can actually play Shiki instead, right? To cycle Shiki. One of these blockers that will let me go for 7. This would still be at 11, which can attack into this, which is going to be at 7. It's a lot of cards from the opponent, but I guess it's actually possible for them to still be able to get there. I guess if I join another Shiki... No, I'm not playing another blocker. This will be at 7. These are only 11. 2k, 2k, 1k, 2k, 2k, 1k. It literally requires the opponent's whole hand. I can't play as if they're going to have that, right? $2k, 2k, 1k. I guess actually now it's less because the opponent ended up not using their leader effect. So because the opponent did that, I feel like I mean, honestly, I'm down for them to give me their whole hand. Yeah, I'm down for them to give me their whole hand. Okay. And if they have the Gold Roger, they have the Gold Roger. Yeah, I can't beat it. Yeah, you got it. GG's. I couldn't beat the Gold Roger once they got me to 0, right? I tried my best. But the Gold Roger always wins in the game there. Because all I can do is just hide behind blockers. Yeah. That really killing my one blocker was unfortunate. And then obviously us getting like... Imagine if I had a 1k last time. Just a 1k to stay at 1 life. Instead, I had all these non-counter cards, which I have them in the deck for a reason, though, right? You can discard them with your leader, but you can also get them from life, which is very important with this leader. So in this match, we're going against Black Yellow Luffy, and this is rough because I need to attack to get my leader effect, but I also don't want to attack because I don't want them to get their leader effect, right? But I chose to go second. Maybe we keep this hand. I think we had to grab the second Shanks here. I don't think the other Shanks make sense. We only have to do this once, right? Since we didn't get the Bone Clay. So we go to 4 next turn. So we go to 5. I think we go like this, right? I think we just chill. We only need to ramp up once. We have to make it harder for them to just find their lines. That's a good one. I guess they could try to just go in, right, as soon as possible. Because what I'm gonna try to do is that I'm gonna try to play this Ben Beckham to kill their Luffy. But that's still gonna put them at 1, which is kind of scary. Like if they go for the big Luffy here, we'll have to Ben Beckham next turn to kill it. But the opponent's still gonna be able to go to 1 by taking this hit from my Uta. And then at 1, they can just go ahead and do their stuff, right? Because I'm gonna be forced to ramp up here. The opponent takes it. But at least we'll be able to kill the Luffy, maybe? You know, like at least we can kill the Luffy at least. And the opponent will have to still give me another 2k. That flatbed did change things, and doing it early is pretty nice for them. And now we're just going to be playing 10 drop after 10 drop then, right? Yeah, oh yeah, this is so good too, right? Hiyori. I had no choice, so I had no choice. I had to absolutely kill that Luffy. Now the opponent can start popping my blockers as well with the egghead, right? So, do you have... Oh, they gave me a Raigo here. Interesting. They don't have the egghead right now, by the way. So they don't have the egghead Luffy. They only have another Sabo and a... Okay. They're gonna go double Sabo then? I'm about to take this now. Go to 2. I guess... Yeah, I guess we'll just go 7 and then go for the 10. As long as I don't have this Egghead Luffy, I think I'm gonna be in a decent spot. They're just gonna try to set up to have, like, be able to play their Gecko next turn. But this is gonna force them to have to either use the Sabo or have to give me a lot of cards here. Yeah, so they're gonna have to block with their Sabo. So what they're trying to do, I mean, the interesting part here is that they still don't have a baby Luffy here. So they're gonna have to just go Nami and baby Sabo with their Gecko. They don't have a baby Luffy here in the trash. So like they cannot get this Luffy out of there. So I think we just get there. I think we literally just win this. Oh, okay. So they can trash, but they don't get to have their leader effect, right? So all they're doing here is just they were trying to set that up, I guess. That was weird. Like, what are you gonna do here? 9? I guess I have to get rid of one of these anyways. I mean, I guess I can get rid of this one next turn, right? It's risky. It's too risky, I think, to go to 1. Then we go like this and we just drop another Shanks. Give me the 1k and then you're still gonna have to give me another blocker. Still no baby Luffy in their field, right? In their trash. Which is what the opponent's digging for with the Sabos. That was a really weird play from them. We'll go here for 12 and 12 again. Like at this point, you just let that go, right? There's no way you keep this here. Yeah, you just let that go. And then you just try to develop another Gecko next turn. We still no baby Luffy though. But if they draw the baby Luffy here, Yeah, you're gonna have to go double Sabo or just Nami. Oh wow, this is still gonna be at 7, by the way. That's so crazy. I mean, they're gonna have double blocker, but they're gonna be at 7. Yeah, so like this one, we can go 2K, 1K. And this one we can block, right? And we just play the third Shanks, and their guys don't really... I mean, they do a lot, but they're not, like, impossible for us to kill. Like, this 7... They finally got the Luffy, by the way. It's pretty good. I could play the Shanks and try to threaten the Gecko, force another counter out of the opponent's hand. Sorry, like I can go Shanks, and that would put this at... Yeah, I guess we can go like this. Just force another card from the opponent. I don't hate this. And maybe I should have done that to begin with. Yeah, we just go 12, 12, 12. Okay. Then we go 12 again. Pretty sure we just win next turn, by the way, because I have too many big 12k attackers. Opponent's gonna have to try to go to 9 plus have a life. They can kill one of these, I guess. Like, they can kill this Beckham. So if they go leader effect, they go to 11. So we just give them this 2k here. Because we can save the Shanks, right? You have to go double Sabo, right? Yeah, you have to go double Sabo. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for potentially blockers. If you don't kill the Ben Beckham, I think I just win with math. So you have to... Okay, they gave me a 2k counter. You have to go after the Beckham, I think. Now we can also go for our own Beckham. So we go Beckham for 7. That leaves me with 3 down. Opponent's at 9. It lets me go 13, 13, 13. 13, 13, 13. And we can also attack into this Gecko. So the 13, they take 1, they take the other one. They have to give me 2k, 2k, 1k. They will still have 1 Gecko and their Luffy. This is interesting. Yeah, because I can still attack into this one, right? So I guess let's start here first. Let me see if the opponent gives me the counter. Yeah, they don't. All right. Maybe we actually... The problem with Shiki is that he dies to the Egghead Luffy. So 13, 13. If I just kill that Gecko instead, all of these units are really small. This is so interesting. Because I'm scared of the Egghead Luffy. That's the fear that I have. So what do we go like this? What do we go 12? And we can just... Yeah, we go 12 again here. I want the opponent to give me this other blocker. Okay, perfect. So now that they gave me the other blocker, we can go 13. And then we can also go Ben Beckham to kill this Gecko. And also go for a blocker. And that keeps me at 1 life and opponent has no other units on the field. We just go like this. 1 life, 1 blocker. Even if the opponent has like literally no field. Triple Shanks, pretty good. Yeah, so they're gonna have to go Egghead to KO the Cheeky. They didn't have the Luffy, right? They're gonna look for a Sabo, which we can just get rid of it with Beckham. I mean, they still lose regardless, with or without Beckham, right? They can kill one Shanks. And then we just go like this. $15. Yeah, so they had a lot of 2K counters. That's why I didn't feel like we had the 4th Shank in our life, by the way. That's kind of funny. So in this match, we're going against Katakuri. Now this is hard because, I mean, I guess I have a lot of blockers, right? So a lot of blockers is good in this matchup. But it's hard because I can also get rid of their big one with my Shanks very easily. It's hard because I'm not going to get the cards, right? I'm already losing a lot of cards using my leader effect. So now I'm going to be losing even more. That feels bad. Only chose to go second, so chose to go first, sorry. So I only have to ramp up, I guess, twice. Maybe once if I get a Bon Clay somewhere here. I like the Beckham. Oh, yeah, I like the Beckham here. Because we're going to be able to play it on curve by going second. This one, I think we counter. Because the opponent's going to just play their... Yeah, they're... Oh, that's so good. So I don't technically have to ramp up right now. I guess if I ramp up right now, I have an extra done next turn. Oh, you know what I should have done? Yeah, I should have put an extra. I should have gone for Bon Clay, but I guess not. I guess it's fine to go here. Don't put the Bon Clay into risk of the opponent having a trigger. Yeah, because I'm gonna take the 7, right? So I figure I'm gonna take the 7. I was thinking last time we shouldn't have ramp because I probably wanted to use the -3 this turn, right? I think I need to keep everything else now. Let's go here. Let the opponent get the surge if they want to. Maybe they choose to counter here. No, okay, they're gonna take it. Oh, and they whiff too. All right, I'll take that. We don't need to ramp anymore. And we'll go like this. They're gonna have to kill this, right? I'm down to give them the 2K counter here. Force the opponent to attack it with their Katakuri. Yeah. Now this is the problem, right? Like the opponent's gonna be able to start trashing my whole life. So like we'll let this go. And what are we doing then? We're going 2 here. Then 5 here. We don't have the rushers, right? So we don't have the rushers, which feels bad. We go like this. Is this a trigger? It is a trigger. And I guess we'll just get rid of this one. We don't have another Shanks either, so not like we'll be able to do a lot of pressure here. I'm not winning this game if I just like don't have anything else, right? Sucks that was a Shanks though. It would be nice to get rid of that Linley. Like I'm not winning this game if I let them just have all this life. We end up having another Shanks, but it doesn't matter because we don't have any way to actually do the rest of what we need to do. So 3, 5. I guess I start with this 7 here. I'm scared of the trigger. Opponent moved the trigger to the bottom, right? If we go 5 and 7, opponent has to give me a card. We can also go double sixes. Maybe that's better. We have 2 blockers. Maybe we go double sixes. Let's force the opponent to give me a 2k instead of just a 1k. Oh, they have to give me 2 cards anyways? Yeah, so then we go... We go another 6 here. Is that a beige? No? Okay, and then we go 12. We know that's a trigger. We'll go here. We'll get rid of this. And then we'll go here and we'll just pray. If they get a Nami or a way to get rid of my blocker, there's not much that we can do. That's a really good top deck though. Yeah, we counter. Sorry, we block. This one we just counter. And I guess they have the big one. Let's go 7. I like 7 and 12. Force the opponent to have to give me the 2 cards here. Because this can be an attacker, remember. We know that they moved the trigger to the bottom earlier. So it's going to depend on whatever the last trigger is. If it's a beige, I want it to happen before I put my Shanks down. Opponent is considering here. I could choose... We have a lot of ways to get a searcher at what we need to do here then. I guess we can just go 5, right? We can just go 5 and just see what happens. Before we commit to the search, we go 12. Only 1 blocker now, it's harder. So it depends on whatever the last card is. If it's a you're the one who just appeared, they get there. That's just as bad. Yeah, that's just as bad, huh? Yeah. So they got it. They get it. Yeah. There's no shot that we can have enough. Yeah, we don't have enough, right? We don't have enough, so GG's. It had to be a beige. The last trigger had to be a beige for us to get there. Because the beige we beat. We don't beat the Sanji or we don't want it to appear, so GG's. In this match, we're going against Nami. Kind of weird. I mean, I guess I'll get to ramp up at least once in this game. I get to ramp up at least once, and with this Utas in my hand, I'll be able to look for my 10 drop here. There we go. So now this is slightly better, right? We get to have our 10 drop. Unfortunately, the opponent gets to have fun here with their Nami. We actually whiff this one. Yeah, we actually whiffed this one, unfortunately. I want to ramp up. And the opponent actually took that. Interesting. So the opponent ended up taking that one. They get the Usopp Rubber Band of Doom. Then they go for a Pilaf. Man, I guess I could ramp up again here, actually, and just start going 10 drops next turn. I will have to give up the Cheeky. So we go here. And we attack for 8. And now we can start going for the Shanks, right? Yeah, so they had the giant, right? Nothing you can do about it. I want to play this Shanks first. Because the rush one can just come in later. Right? So we can go like this. Do I want to give them Kaya value again? If they have access to... If they have access to the Snake Dance, is it better for me? I think I have to get rid of the Margaret. I think the Margaret being able to block at 12k is just so good for them. So what we're looking for here has to be... We have to look for another Shanks. But now we have these 12k bodies just putting pressure into the opponent every turn. Which is pretty good. And I think I have to just start attacking. I mean, I guess I could just go here and look for another Shanks, but no, I think I have to start attacking. Yeah, I think we just go 12 and 12. And every turn we're just going to attack for 12. And yeah, opponent gets a Kaya back, which again is kind of what we expected. So they get to replay Kaya next turn and get value that way, but they're gonna have to take this life here. And even with this Kaya, if we top deck another Shanks, they're gonna be in trouble. But the Pillows and the Kayas do give them a lot of value. And there it is. So we go 12 again. They can go Snake Dance one more time. They don't have it. We go here for 12. Love Beam. And a Snake Dance, okay. And then we go here another 12. And now we can also go 5, to be honest. Yeah, we can actually go 5 too. Because the opponent has no done open. So that forces a 2k out of their hand. They go Pillar, 15 cards. 15 cards. We can go 12. 13, 13, 13. I guess we can go wide too, right? I think I like the 12. Yeah, I think we just win here, right? I don't see how they beat that. 22. Let's play it safe. 13 is forcing 2 4Ks. They shouldn't be able to beat this 14, I don't think. Oh, I mean, they can. Yeah, the double Love, right? That's pretty good. But they're going to have 12 cards. They misplay. GG's. What was the misplay here? What was their misplay here? I was going to lose to this Rush Usopp. I mean, do I lose? No, I have 7, 9, 11, 12. No, I wouldn't have lost. I would have had enough. And the Usopp actually goes to 3 because of the double Shanks. They went double Love, right? So they went Love, then Love again. So it had to be like Snake Dance first. No, it still wouldn't have been enough. Yeah, I don't think opponent survives the 14 just because their hand looked like this. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games of Red Purple Uta and the showcase. Very fun matchups, right? I mean, that against the Blackbeard is simple, right? Against the Blackbeard is simple. We just play Shanks, and if you get this Shanks, that matchup is so much easier. It's a little bit annoying when you get the wrong Shanks. So hopefully you hide well and get the right Shanks, and the opponent, the Blackbeard player has a hard time dealing with the Shank because they still have to use their own. They still have to use their leader ability so that they don't get punished by the film Shanks. So they still end up getting into a lot of trouble, trashing cards, and you just end up putting a lot of pressure into them. Unfortunately, against Shanks, and you guys know me, I'll include losses here if I think they're good games. I think that's a very bad matchup for us, right? It's too easy because the Shanks have so many rushers. It's too easy for them to just find the value to just get through, especially with how little life you have, right? So it's a tough matchup for us, unfortunately, and you kind of got to see it there in today's games, right? And then the other games were just kind of straightforward, right? We lost against the Katakuri with the trigger. What can you do, right? We knew they moved it in the bottom. You had to be exactly a blocker or you're the one who should appear. Otherwise, you were able to finish up with our Shanks. So it happens. But anyways, hope you enjoyed today's games. We have one more video with Red Purple Uta coming out tomorrow. So if you want to keep up to date with that, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy your day. You can also find us on Twitch. It's somewhere we stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to the stuff in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.